My name's Anna Johnson, and here is my interview assignment. So I had the wonderful opportunity to interview my sister-in-law, Margarita Diaz. People call her Maggie. Here's a picture of her and my brother. She married my brother. She's 28 years old. She is Hispanic. She's from Mexico in El Paso, Texas, and she is currently a second grade teacher. So while I was doing the interview, I was able to learn a lot more about Maggie and her experiences growing up in the United States. And I was able to reflect on some of those things and learn from it. So first was her education experience. She had an interesting experience. Up until her 7th grade year, she had classes in both Spanish and English. And then after the 7th grade, all of her classes were in English. Then she went to community college for 1 year in El Paso and then transferred to BYU. And she got her undergrad in childhood education. And something else I learned about was the challenges that her and her family had faced in Maggie's earlier years around when she was in elementary school. Her father and her siblings lived in El Paso, Texas, while her mom lived in Mexico. And this was because her mom did not have a green card yet, but her dad could live in the United States. So during those few years while her mom was trying to get her green card, they lived separated, and Maggie expressed how that was hard for her and her siblings, especially since they were young and her dad had to work long hours in order to provide the necessities and afford the necessities. So her siblings were on their own, and she expressed how she was lonely and missed her mom. Something else I learned was the traditions. One really cool tradition that Maggie told me about was how her and her family made tamales every year on Christmas. And she told me how her mom makes the best tamales and how her tamales no one can beat her recipe. And I would agree. Her tamales are really good. Next was some experience of discrimination that Maggie has experienced. This was during her college years. People close to her, actually, her roommates and this guy she used to date, were saying really bad, mean things that would discriminate Maggie, and they would talk bad about her race and ethnicity, and they would talk mean about her and how she was Hispanic. And when she was telling me all those things, it just broke my heart. It's not right that they could just say that and not feel like that's wrong. Next, we talked about healthcare, and Maggie told me about how insurance and stuff was difficult for her family because it was too expensive for them to afford insurance. So her parents couldn't go visit the doctor because they didn't have insurance, but Maggie and her siblings were able to go to the doctor. But she expressed how insurance is very hard to obtain in the United States, especially if you can't afford it. And that's the main parts about what we talked about. Thank you.